Duh, Odell makes the Rams the team to beat. First and foremost, the Rams were already my team to beat prior to the signing of Odell at the beginning of the season. Well, now you're going to take Matthew Stafford, who has the highest passer rating. You're going to take Matthew Stafford, who has the second most touchdown passes. Matthew Stafford, who leads the NFL in passing yards. You're going to couple Matthew Stafford, who's playing phenomenally well outside of that last game, partner him with Sean McVay, who's the most brilliant offensive mind, particularly as it pertains to attacking players on defense. Not necessarily just attacking scheme, but attacking weak players on defense. And then you're going to give him another weapon like Odell Beckham. That is a match made in heaven. Because I look at it now. Take your best defensive back. Put him on Cooper Kupp. You better. Cooper Kupp leads the NFL in receiving yards. Take your second best defensive back. Put him on Robert Woods. Go ahead. That's fine. You telling me a team's third best DB, maybe a team's nickel back, maybe a team's safety who's dropped down, maybe a team's additional defensive back if they want to come out there in a dime package. That's what you call when there's an extra defensive back on the field. You think they can guard Odell Beckham? Talking 1,000-yard receiver, Odell Beckham, who used to do that in his sleep when he was healthy? Oh, there is not a chance. Odell Beckham absolutely and unequivocally makes the Rams the team to beat.
Oh, man. Oh, Acho, no, they're not the team to beat. And I don't think that you had the Rams as the team to beat before Odell signed.
Run the tape.
You run the tape?
Run the tape.
I'm going to run it in my head right here when I went to that big board with you and we did our rankings. And you know who wasn't number one anymore? The Rams. Why? I wonder why. Because they just lost the game to a team without their running back and Derrick Henry, to a team that was compromised, and they still came to SoFi and beat these Rams. No, they're not going to get over the hump because they signed Odell Beckham Jr., the great in talent and potential, to their roster. Let me tell you why. I'm going to use this parallel of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to highlight why Odell won't be the difference maker. Odell needs to be careful, and that's the homie. But I'm going to tell him right now in front of all the homies, be careful and don't become an Antonio Brown. Don't become an AB.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. Odell, right now, in this point in his career, needs to resurrect not only his career, his image, the perception of him being the number one wide receiver, right? Antonio Brown had an opportunity to do that as well when he was a free agent through all his issues, we remember, right? He goes to Tampa Bay. He wins the ring. But now, close your eyes. Do you think of Antonio Brown as that dude at the receiver position like he used to? Only thing that changed is he went on a team where he wasn't going to get those touches, and everything changed. That's Odell right now with Cooper Kupp there, Robert Woods there, even Van Jefferson there. I know Odell's better than all those guys in terms of skills. And like Antonio Brown, to me, still better than Mike Evans, still better than Chris Godwin in terms of skills. But in terms of perception, in terms of opportunity, oh, he ain't getting that chance. Here's the parallel even further than just Antonio Brown to Odell Beckham Jr. How did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win their Super Bowl championship? Everyone could look and say, well, it was Tom Brady. It was the offense. It was the receiver. It was that running game and that defense. Let's highlight where the running game is with the Rams right now. 20th in the league. Let's highlight what the Bucs did in the playoffs last year to get that trophy, that Lombardi. 142 rushing yards, 127 rushing yards, 145 rushing yards, and a 76-yard performance. 9 takeaways from the defense. Tom Brady was going around 55, 60% throwing the football, turning the football over, and didn't even throw for a ton of yards in the Super Bowl, 201. But you know how they did it? Run the ball and play stout defense. I believe in this Rams defense in terms of name and personnel, especially when Von Miller comes, but I don't believe in their running game. So you're going to have me another receiver to an issue that we have in terms of our running game. How is that going to help us out? I tell you where this all goes. They got spanked by Arizona, and they got spanked by Tennessee. Why? I just showed you on that dudes. Physicality. You bring in Odell Beckham Jr., he doesn't help you in terms of physicality. He doesn't help you in terms of the ground game. He doesn't help complement your offense and give you balance. He's just Odell who's looking for some touches. Be careful, because this could backfire in many ways.
It could backfire, but it won't backfire. So the Rams, if they aren't already there, they close. We know this much. Rams got 2 losses on the season to the best team in the NFC and the best team in the AFC. That's it.
Okay.
They beat the Bucs. They done beat everybody else. But they only got 2 losses. The best teams in the NFC and the best team in the AFC. So if the Rams are not there, they are close. Odell Beckham is the type of player who takes you from being close to getting you there. Odell Beckham is the type of player who, if you got Odell, now I have to come out there with an extra defensive back.
you better.
I have to.
You
I got to respect Odell's presence. That will help, at least to some degree, free up space in a run game. Now, I was there, like I told you, Rams, Titans, Sunday night. Rams got smacked in the mouth. Titans were more physical.
There you go.
The Rams' offensive line was no match for the Titans' defensive line. Rams' offensive line was no match for the Titans' linebackers. Titans were running. They was hitting all of the things. But realistically, Matthew Stafford made 2 bonehead plays that were the difference in that game. What are you doing? Just take the sack, take the safety, live to die another day. Live to live another day. So you take Odell Beckham, who at a minimum, again, is a great distraction, a great attraction. Defensively, how you scheme it up? I'll put y'all on game. Defensive meeting rooms. We go into the meeting every Tuesday of game week. Monday was our off week, so Monday was our off day. Tuesday was our real prep
that's why
day.
I kept losing.
Wednesday, that's your coach now. Your Chip.
You better leave Chip alone.
Hey, your coach. Wednesday was that real final day where, hey, we're going to do the breakdown.
Yeah.
And when we get into the breakdown in the meeting room, the defensive coordinator would be like, okay, we got to make sure we stop Derrick Henry this week. He's a player. Outside of Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, he doesn't really have it as much anymore. A.J. Brown is really the dude. Right, that's what the defense. We don't shoot you straight. Right? The media don't. The defensive coordinator don't shoot you straight.
Yes, talk.
If you're in the meeting room prepping for the Rams, what they're going to say is, don't worry about the running game. Running game didn't do anything. Their offensive line is soft. Punch them in the mouth, they soft. That Cooper Kupp dude now, don't sleep on him.
Special.
Don't sleep on Cooper Kupp. He's special. Robert Woods is a good gadget player. Odell is still talented. I don't care what anybody says. Cleveland didn't know how to use him. Odell is still talented. We're going to make sure we double Cooper Kupp on these 3rd downs. We might send a double team to Odell Beckham and make somebody else beat us. The kicker is the Rams got somebody else that can beat him. The Rams have the Van Jeffersons. The Rams have the Robert Woods. And if you do dare to disrespect Odell Beckham, he gonna beat you and he gonna make you pay. Odell Beckham gonna come in now with a vengeance. And I do think the Rams, who were already the teams to beat, now they certainly are.
Nah. Because everyone got a plan, and that sounded like a beautiful plan. I was sitting in that meeting to get pumped. Everybody got a plan until what? They get punched in the mouth. And I just saw the Rams get punched in the mouth, and there goes that plan. As you said, bonehead plays, right? Okay, let's talk about pressure that bursts pipes. It's the playoffs. And you got Matthew Stafford with his, never won a playoff game. Okay, that's fine. Because Matthew Stafford is ready to show you, this year MVP candidate, maybe win the MVP this year. And he's going to go into the playoffs. Matthew Stafford is ready to roar. And then there's that. I don't care what level of pressure it is, it exists. I got to get off of this in terms of my win-loss record. Got to get one, right? Remember when Steve Young won his first Super Bowl as a starter, and he said, the gorilla, the monkey's off my back. All the way up to that point, he acted like, this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was on his back. Matthew Stafford needs that first playoff win, right? Let's just say it's not now just about the physicality of his opponent in the playoffs that he has to go against. Let's just also add to it now, whatever level it exists, there's an Odell Beckham Jr., who's never won a playoff game as well, who also wants his touches, who's been chomping at the bit. Hey, man, hey, Matthew, it's been a few weeks we've been together, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you and Cooper, y'all cool. Y'all had the off season. I'm special, man. Like, I'm Odell. This is my time to shine. I had the 3-finger catch that made me a superstar. And now this is the playoffs where everyone's watching, where stars are made. Come on, man, we could do this together. And that pressure right there reminds me of the pressure that maybe a Baker Mayfield felt in terms of just got to get Odell the ball. Odell had the most targets on the Cleveland Browns this year. How'd that work out? So now you're going to say, okay, Odell, I got to work with you because, hey, the pressure's on both of us. Let's do this. And then you start to realize that last year wasn't the most productive year from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the receiving position. The year before, they had 2 1,000-yard receivers with 180 catches. And then you go into last year, it was a little spotty. Injuries, whatever it may be. Point being, the passing game sets you up, but that running game takes you over. And I don't see this running game being good enough for them. Now, the defense is opportunistic, and the defense has special talent up and down. But if this defense, do I see this right? Can't stop the run. What are they? Oh, my God. Look at this Rams team in terms of their defense and what does that say right there? 12th ranked, 17th against the pass. So now you got a defense that's average, a little above average, that all of a sudden is going to be on the field longer because you're not running the ball. Even if you score, it's an offense that is going to be highlighted by the passing game. I don't see this as a recipe for success at the receiver position. If Odell flipped to running back and played that position, control the clock, let's go out there and strike, and then also bleed the clock, I will buy into this team. Right now, Odell is just going to be a big star waiting for some opportunity.
But the difference is, if you can't fix what you do bad, then do what you do best better. And I think that's what the Rams are. Right now, who are the free agent signings at the running back position? Oh, Todd Gurley's still available. Or the Rams are like, nope, been there, done that.
Don't do that.
So if you can't fix what you do bad, then why don't I just go ahead and figure out what I do best? Do that even better. Steph Curry ain't all of a sudden in the lane yamming on nobody. He ain't doing no reverse windmill dunks. He ain't in there with no low post moves. But boy, does he know how to shoot even better than he did his rookie season. Do what you do best even better.
But they're not going to pick up another Steph Curry or a facsimile of it. They're not going to be redundant. This is redundant almost.
But still, in the NFL, you know you can come out there with 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receivers. You know you can come out there in what they call 10 personnel. 1 running back, 4 wide receivers, no tight ends. So to me, it's not redundant. It's dominant. The Rams are like, we are going to dominate you at the wide receiver position. We are going to make you fear stepping onto the football field against us because you realize y'all just ain't got the dogs that we got. Y'all ain't got the horses. You might have a great DB. You might have 2 great DBs. You might have 2 great cornerbacks and a great safety. But I promise you this much, you ain't going to have 4 great DBs. And we got 4 really good wide receivers if you include Odell Beckham and Van Jefferson. So I understand the Rams got a weakness. Their weakness is very simple. Their weakness is a rushing attack. But they said, what our strength is, we going to make even stronger. Matthew Stafford leads the NFL in passer rating, going to make it even better. Matthew Stafford, second in the NFL in passing touchdowns, going to make him even better. Matthew Stafford, he's first in the NFL in passing yards. We going to do what we do well, even better. Now who going to stop us, huh?
Well, I can tell you going to stop you. Odell Beckham Jr. doesn't close the gap between them and Arizona, whatever that game was. And you're not supposed to lose to Tennessee in the first place. And Odell Beckham Jr. is not going to be the difference in that. You lost to Tennessee without Derrick Henry. What do you think's going to happen if you see him? First of all, if you see him, good for you because you're in the Super Bowl because that's an AFC team. But the point being, I don't see him being a difference maker in that. They were already top in receiving. And now you add another top receiver to say we're top in receiving. And the other team's going to be like, yeah, and all we got to do is punch you in the mouth. How's that going to work out for you guys? I don't know. If you ask me to bet right now, I'm saying the Rams addressed a need, but it wasn't their greatest need. And I don't think that they really closed the gap.